He's gay, isn't he? Yep. And I was his biggest fan. That make me gay, don't it?
So I guess Dan Hooker, he's a pillow biter, he's a booty warrior, a butt muncher. Oh my god, this is gonna be a crazy video. But I've also never been more excited to run to this computer and hit record. Look, I feel bad. I do feel bad. I want to say this. I do feel bad. But at the same time, bro, let me get my jokes off. Dan Hooker has been exposed, right? This is all alleged and all that stuff. But he's been exposed by his side woman, who she showed tons of evidence, by the way, which we're going to go through. I went to her Instagram. This is her Instagram. Don't follow her, you gooners. But, she showed tons of evidence that Dan Hooker, he likes to swing on the other side of the fence. He likes to, and apparently, I mean, we don't know if it's catching or pitching, but, and it's like when we complain, that it's been dry for the UFC, there's been no news in the MMA world. Dan Hooker gets exposed as, well, he lives up to his last name, but, in a different, so, again, his side woman has exposed him apparently for being and this is the first post, right? She says, this is the guy y'all look up to. I got cheated on with a man. That's why I broke up with him. So this is interesting. See, this is why you guys should never cheat. You guys should never have a side woman, right? Because, well, there's many reasons why, but this is one of the reasons why, okay? Because obviously she says she got cheated on. The irony of that, when Dan Hooker's a married man, you're his side woman. So wait, so you're upset. Let me get this straight to this woman out here. Again, this is why, bro, like, you guys got to be very vigilant. This is why Dan Hooker played on the other side of the fence, because a woman like this. I'm joking, but I just spit. Like Dan Hooker every single day. All right, I got to stop. So let me get this straight. This woman was the side piece to Dan Hooker, and she's mad that Dan Hooker cheated on her with another person, and apparently these other people were men. So, like, what is this, bro? This whole situation. Let's read the messages, though, right? Let's scroll a little bit. It's going to be a bit tough, I know, because, first of all, I mean, these screenshots aren't the best. I'll just read it out, right? It says 6-foot T3 Kiwi, and it says kiwiswingers.co.nz. She says, I'll make sure to get you blank and suck blank. He says, hot. When? 30 minutes? Okay. I'm busy tonight. I'll let you know. He says, do. I'm very bleep with a big bleep. And she says, I'll make next time worth it. So is that her messages with Dan Hooker? Is that Dan Hooker's messages with someone else? I think because she said that this was that he's cheating. Let's scroll up. Yeah, so she says, this is the guy I'll look up to. So I'm guessing these are cheating messages. Again, the irony of, like, a side. Anyways, bro, you can't even make this up, right? And let's read the next. My dog is snoring like crazy. I promise that's not Dan Hooker. That's my dog snoring. She's a big dog. Now, let's read anyways child, right? Okay, I'm understanding now the context. So this was Dan Hooker's, like, gay side account or something. I actually feel bad. This is kind of fucked up. And I guess we can scroll in a bit. Chill guy AKL online now. Straight male. Straight male. I don't know about the. Oh man, I feel bad. I'm sorry, Dan Hooker. Let me get my jokes off. Look, Dan Hooker, you said, and look, Dan Hooker has said some things that, we should have seen the signs, because trust me, we're not just going to read this. We're going to get into the memes. There's been so many freaking memes. We definitely got to watch the memes and look at the memes, but I want to get through this first. So again, like, albums. So I guess he put a picture of himself, like, as you see at the bottom there, that looks like Dan Hooker kind of, from what I can see. So I guess he had this, like, secret account or something. I don't know, right? And then the next post, oh my God. Oh no. Oh no, Dan Hooker. Oh no. What is, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No, Dan Hooker. No. What is this? What is this, man? This is Dan Hooker's Reddit history. New Zealand gays, pegging, New Zealand swingers, New Zealand gone wild, and femboys. And femboys. And femboys. Dan Hooker, why? You of all people? Like, Dan Hooker of all people? I thought this would be, I don't know, like fucking John Jones, obviously, but like, I don't know, Adesanya. Israel Adesanya, maybe even, and I love this guy, but Dricus Du Plessis, you know, there's a few signs that maybe he's a bit, but Dan Hooker, what the hell? And again, I know there were signs for Dan as well. I mean, look, he trains with Adesanya. He fucking trains with the guy. So I'm not surprised he's an ass muncher. I'm not surprised that he's a booty bandit. I'm not surprised that he's but come on, bro. I am surprised that I'm not. I am surprised. I'm mainly surprised. And New Zealand gays pegging. Oh my gosh, Dan Hooker. Come on, man. Come on, man. What are you doing, man? Like Sean O'Malley, maybe, you know? He's got the rainbow hair, but Dan Hooker. Okay, what does that say at the top? It says, begging for brain, let's just say that, from a man in a mask, but having my 5'1" ass baddie as a cover-up is crazy. Again, see, this is where I'm confused. Aren't you his side woman? So it's like, you're not even really his girl to be covering. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this was his account. I'm in Eden. I guess he's doxing himself. I don't want to read that, but I'm in blank place. Free later tonight. I'll be in touch. Sweet. Okay, so this is obviously the guy on the right. The message is on the right. The one that says free later tonight. That's Dan Hooker, right? And this is probably his phone. She went through his phone. She found all this stuff. Sweet. He says, you throat ready is what Dan Hooker says. Oh, no. Bro, like what? Look, when I said I wanted MMA news, I didn't want Dan Hooker to be exposed as a homosexual to be the news, bro. Like, fucking hell. Hey, sorry, can't host till after 11 p.m. or 11:30 when everyone's asleep. You free tonight? Oh, Dan Hooker, man, you're being a bit desperate now, bud. Come on, bud. Come on, bud. We get it, bud. You like... What the fuck? What the hell? Oh my gosh, this is so freaking weird. I feel weird about this. Okay, let's read this. Again, I know the messages are shit. It's a cracked phone, and she took a picture from her phone onto this phone. I'll read it for you guys, right? Messages older than 2 months will be removed unless you save them, I guess. Star them, right? He says, let me know if you want a repeat sometime. So I guess this was a post, next time I go, I just want to go. Okay, I just want to bleep you off. Yeah, next time I come, I just want to bleep you off. And he's saying come like when I go to you, not come like that. He says, yes, absolutely. I'd be ready and waiting. I'll just lay back and leave you to it. I'll leave the door unlocked. Walk in. I'll be. And then I guess Dan Hooker says, I'll make sure to get you bleep and S-U deep. Oh, this is so vulgar. I didn't think this would be this bad. What are you doing, Dan Hooker? Come on, man. And then here's this picture. 2 years of my down lows. That means basically like if someone's like a down low guy, it's just like he's secretly gay. So he's like, he's down low. Of course, no one would suspect. Look at me. Yeah, you're a freaking side lady. You're dressed like one. Anyways, let's zoom out a little bit here. And then here's Dan Hooker, and you can see the little flags up there. I know she kind of like is blocking it, but they're on FaceTime. And this is so like she's got the fucking I don't know why she decided to do this other than just to slander poor Dan Hooker, right? Poor guy, right? Can I call him like Dan Henderson or something? Why is his last name got to be Hooker? He's living up to it, right? But I thought this was just a normal like random post. Okay, it's just Dan Hooker and her on FaceTime. But the box that he I guess is opening, if you could read it, you could read it. Wet cats. Let's just say that, right? And then you got this one, another post from Dan Hooker and this woman. And What does it say at the top? I can't really see. Anyways, I'm hot and healing. I hope one day he can live his truth and stop abusing women physically, financially and mentally. So now apparently he's an abuser. So that's a whole separate thing. She didn't really care to harp on that one though, so I doubt it. There's a lot of women. I mean, we saw with the Ilya thing. We beat the case, right? We just beat the case with Ilya. So I don't know. It's like I think like okay, if he's an abuser to you, Miss Keek Grace, right? I know you're watching. If he's an abuser to you, why not expose him for that rather than for him just being a homosexual? Like, who really cares about? I mean, like, we're joking here, but like at the end of the day, I don't really care that Dan Hooker's gay at all. It's fun to like make fun of him for and troll, and it is an objectively funny thing. I feel bad that he's getting exposed for it, but like, I mean, he's using like these public forums and he's meeting these people and like he's got like profiles. Like, this was eventually gonna come out anyways. I don't even know if the guy cares. Honestly, it's fucking Dan Hooker. The guy's got so much CT, it's not even funny. Next post. If anything happens to harm me in any way, it was him. So yeah, if I end up in a suitcase somewhere, y'all know who did it. Again, multiple pictures with Dan Hooker. So obviously, I mean, there you go, right? Like this isn't. I have to burp. I bet Dan Hooker had to do a lot of burping after. So then you got this, right? Let's just pause this here. I'm gonna see if I could read this to the best of my abilities. And again, sorry if you guys can't read it, but I'll read it for you. So her caption says, anyone that thinks this shit is fake is so dumb. And no, I'm not trying to ruin his career. He's doing that himself with his trash grappling. Yo! Yo! What the fuck? Yo! Damn! I didn't know this prostitute had a mouth on it. Well, I didn't know she would. Damn! That's kind of fucked up. Come on. Damn, I feel bad. Okay, I'm really gonna try to read this one. I'll try to zoom in because even I can't really see this. What does this say? And can we see you, please? Okay, this is the same website, Kiwi Swingers, and then I guess that is like a picture that he sent the person. No way the hangman is on here. I'm sure if this is fake, he will find you. And then he says, haha, trying to be low key. I kind of feel, see, again, I feel bad about this, low key. Like, this is not really cool. She says, I'm not trying to ruin his career, but you kind of are. I mean, his career is not going to get ruined for being gay. Like, no one cares. If Sean Strickland can say what he just said, yesterday or 2 days ago or whenever it was, or I think it was yesterday at the media day, like, Dan Hooker's not going to lose it. If John Jones is the GOAT, then Dan Hooker's, we need the freaking. This is the new White House fight. GMF title: Dan Hooker versus John Jones for the gayest motherfucker. He says, haha, trying to be low key. How much group experience? Or had much? No, had much group experience? Question mark. Again, shitty screenshots, but whatever. There's more. Geesh, man. I guess she got a message from some simp that says, must be a crazy mental illness to cheat on you, let alone with a guy. So some chud UFC fan was like, must be a crazy mental illness to cheat on you because you're so hot. Please fuck me. And then she just posts a screenshot. Like, she gave you no interaction, bro. Like, anyways, let's keep going. We got some more. What is this? OMG, I had to face check. That's crazy. Hope you okay, babes. You deserve so much more. Who are these, like, simp losers? Or that might be a girl because they said babes. Or it's probably a gay guy. You never know. This is the profile. So, okay. So this person actually found the profile themselves. Chill Guy AKL. Sure, we already kind of saw this. On the about section. This is Dan Hooker's about. Let me see if I can zoom in more here. Again, I'm sorry it's, like, not the clearest. It's not really my fault. I'm an athletic guy that likes to take care of himself, clean and attractive. Interest, and his interests are what they are. Cuckolding. Wait a minute. Does that say cuckolding? No, Dan Hooker. No, it's even worse. He's an Ian Gary. No, Dan Hooker, bro. Dan Hooker's Ian Gary, confirmed. No way. One of his interests is, blank, cuckolding, dogging, and then double. Oh, what are you? this is more wild than I thought it would be, bro. What the flip is Dan Hooker doing, bro? Why? Why? Our boy, man. I like Dan Hooker, man. He's cool. I mean, he's still cool. He's just gay. It is what it is, right? What is this? So I guess she was posted, and we could react to her video because she does like talk about it in a separate video. Okay, damn, I wish I did my hair and makeup. Okay, is this just like random posts now from her? She's just eating popcorn. Like all jokes aside, I'm trolling Dan Hooker, but like fuck this girl too, to be honest with you. This girl was his side hoe, and he cheats on his side hoe. He's already cheating on his wife with you, and then he cheats on you with men, and you expose him for being I don't really like this. I mean, all jokes aside, I don't think it's really cool. That's it though. I guess we could react to her, post about it, right? I couldn't really find this post. Maybe she put it on her main Instagram. I just read her stories just now, but let's react to this.
What a lot of people are not understanding here is that, yes, he is married. And when I met him, I was working in the booty club. He was just like a client, like at the time. This was like 2023.
Wait, she just said she was working at a booty club? Wait, hold on. Not a Dan Hooker type booty club, but oh man, the jokes. This is gonna be like no more John Jones jokes now, huh? It's gonna be the Dan Hooker freaking
rate. And when I met him, I was working in the booty club. He was just like a client, like at the time. This was like 2023.
So she was a stripper, basically, or a prostitute, or I don't know what a booty club is, but.
And he took me out the club, Captain Save a Hoe, right? Loves that shit. He loves a OF girl. He loves a ripper. He loves Captain Save a Hoe. So yeah, he started paying for my life completely and utterly, had all his cards on my Apple Pay, paid for my rent in 2 different countries, like everything. I tried to leave this man so many fucking times, but
I couldn't because he kept paying for everything. He kept paying for my whole fucking life. He kept paying for my life. I can't do a shitty accent. Sorry to the Australia or New Zealand. Sorry to the Kiwis out there, but this fucking this accent's killing me right now. But yeah, I tried to leave him, but I just couldn't. I couldn't handle the millions, or probably not millions. Dan Hooker's, he's a UFC fighter at the end of the day. Remember that, guys. I couldn't handle the tens of thousands of dollars he was giving me, man. It's just
always get me back with something shiny and new. Every time he cheated on me, he'd buy me a new bag. So yes, he played up a lot, to the point where I had a wish list on my phone that was shared with him on iCloud. So every time he'd do something, he had to buy something off the wish list. Every time he cheated on me.
Yeah, so Dan Hooker is a cock, it sounds like. No, but it's kind of like, I guess this isn't really, that wouldn't be considered like a cock, but he's just a simp, I guess. But still, it's like, Dan Hooker, what are you doing, man? But this is bad on so many fronts. First of all, this woman just seems like a brainless human being. I'm sorry. She just seems like a brainless, just booty bandit, but like in her own kind of booty bandit. Not a Dan Hooker type of booty bandit, but like like a woman. She literally said she used to work at a club, or still does probably. Who knows, right? Because Dan Hooker ain't paying for her lifestyle no more, so she's probably got to go back to that same club or start an OF or something, right? And it sucks that I'm even giving this woman any clout, but it is what it is. And so it's just like he was cheating on you. You had an issue with it, but he kept buying me things to keep me around. It's just like, so you didn't have an issue with it then. I don't know.
On me, right? And I kind of started looking on his phone every time, like trying to find a new bitch, a new problem so I could get a new bag, right? Until I found out.
What? She was going out of her way to find. All right, bro.
That it was a man. When I seen the man, everything changed because, like, no. And then I got abused from that. But we're not going to get into that. But yes, he was.
Wait, so we're not going to get into you being abused by Dan Hooker, apparently. So that's a crazy allegation. That's not important. We don't have to get into that, but we have to get into the fact that he's gay? Really? It's more important to expose him for being an ass muncher than it is for him being an ass beater, a wife beater. Come on, bro. Like, what are we doing here?
Is married, and me and her get along fine. Like, it's fine. It's like a lot of people, you don't really know this, but pretty much there's a lot of fucking guys that if they have money and status, they'll be married, and then they'll have like their girlfriend. All right. So
again, let me get this straight. I guess she said she was. Wait. Hold on. Wait, this is like, wait a minute. Hold on, bro. Okay, first of all, Dan Hooker's wife knew about this. All right, fine. This woman, she said even before she found out he was cheating on her with a man, she still had problems with him cheating on her. You are his side woman. He's married with children. You're mad that he's cheating on you. He's already cheating on his wife with you. Like, what the fuck kind of logic is this? This dumb birded bimbo.
It's just the way of life, and like it's not a way of life I would ever do again. Learned my lesson.
My ass, you wouldn't. If John Jones is like, hey, sweetie, let me. No, well, he's gay. She don't like gay guys apparently. So John Jones, you're out in the doghouse on that one. But I don't know.
Shit, if you're married, never hit me up ever. I'm never doing that again. And also, it was a lot of convincing for me to even get to that position of dating. I
can't do this no more. It makes me want I want to blow my brains out, right? I mean, this woman just sounds like a retard. She's saying, oh, I wouldn't do it again. But when I did do it, I had to be convinced to do it. Yeah, you have to be convinced to do it with money. Like, you actual retard. Let's move on from this retard. Let's get into the memes. The memes are what we're here for, and we're going to end the video with all these memes. So first of all, Dan Hooker's latest Instagram post is, it's being flooded by comments, bro. Poor guy. I mean, play the fucking video. What the fuck? The first one is like men naked in a pool, and then it's in a pool, and then it's who came here from Reddit, dog got exposed as a down low. You got, oh, no, okay. You got Joe Rogan. Dan, what are you on, bro? Why are you gay? Address me, the elephant in the room. The side-eye meme. Tell this ain't real, bro. Seems like a chill guy. And ALK. He's making fun of his whatever. You're trying to tell me you don't drive a clapped XR6. Oh, no. The side-eye, the gay freaking Brokeback Mountain meme. The crying. Yeah, a lot of people are really heartbroken. The gay. The banana. All right, this is the Habib freaking. The you're gay. The Kurt Angle meme. The Peggy. You're gay. Dan prostitute. All right, bro. Those are his comments, right? And then this one is my favorite. This one is actually my personal favorite because, first of all, this is a pretty good movie. Even though it's a little bit weird. I think it's like, I now pronounce you like Chuck and Larry or something. It's the Adam Sandler, it's the one where he like pretends to marry. Anyways, just search it up on Google. I'm not going to explain. I already butchered it, right? But it's an Adam Sandler movie. It's funny. And basically, okay, the premise of the film is that, he pretends to be gay and his friend pretends to be gay so that they can get married and like make money from it. It's weird, but this guy, so they're not really gay, but then this black dude who's a firefighter, he hugs him and he's like, I'm gay too. That's basically the premise of the scene.
Me too.
He says me. So they're saying Isra Adesanya, it's a dead Hooker at the gym today. That's awesome. That's hilarious. Hanatsu Moicano, a guy who is obviously a rival of Dan Hooker. Well, this is like the Show Me the Money podcast Twitter. I don't know if Moicano runs it. Says Dan Hooker shocks fans by revealing that he spends 12 hours a day on social media. And here are the apps that he uses apparently. You see at the bottom, he spends 35 hours, or he has spent 35 hours and 12 minutes on. Yeah. So it's just, oh my gosh. I mean, we can keep going, bro. You got this one. This one's pretty good. Breaking news, Jeff Molina has re-signed with the UFC for a one-fight deal. He is rumored to face Dan Hooker for the BHF baddest homo fighter belt. That's going to be at the White House, kid. Listen, kid, we got to get a bit woke here at the White House. We need one woke fight, and it's got to be this one, kid. Let's keep going. We're almost done here, right? I mean, this is incredible. Dan Hooker, this was uncalled for. What is? I actually forgot about this one. What is this one?
Are you going to fight Petty if he loses?
I don't give a fuck about Petty Pumba. If he wants to make it up to me, I got 9 inches he can choke on. But 9 inches he...
Yeah, again, signs were there, bro. The signs The signs were freaking there, little bro. The signs were there. We knew it. We should have seen this fucking coming, bro. We should have seen this coming. And then the last one, this last one, the signs were most definitely here with this one. What the fuck, bro? This is the most random but hilarious story like I've ever seen. I'm sorry. This is probably one of the best videos, or this is one of my favorite videos I've ever done because I'm legitimately having the time of my life. I don't know if you guys can tell my voice is so like, I'm trying to hold back laughter a lot throughout this video, bro. It's ridiculous.
Who's a non-MMA athlete that you'd like to see in the octagon?
P. Diddy. P. Diddy's my... But for that one, they have to, they don't check him for grease. Yeah. And he can fight Arman Sarukians because they're both fucking covered in baby oil.
Who's
Listen, kid, the signs were there. Listen, kid, we don't, I don't know, like he said the Arman Sarukian thing to save face. He was smart. He said the Arman thing to save face. We know you wanted to face Diddy. But anyways, that is the video. What a wild, just... What an absurd video. I just did a video right now. Just right now. I just did a video speaking on how Dan Hooker has been a closeted homosexual this entire time. This is 2026. Hopefully it gets better or worse or crazy. I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore, man. Who else is going to be exposed as a gay man? Find out next time. Love you guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, sub. Let me know your thoughts on Dan Hooker being an ass muncher. See you guys. God bless you guys. And Dan Hooker, really. Peace.